Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about eclipses and in particular about the eclipse that happened on 21st of June 2020. Stay tuned. Hello astronomy lovers, I'm Ahmad Mansoor Ramizy, your host, and I hope you're staying safe and staying well, and welcome to your channel Astromaniac. Now I'm very excited about this episode everybody because last Sunday we had a solar eclipse which was only partially visible from where I am, Kabul city, but still a very big deal to me, and to be honest I really enjoyed it. So let's find out more about eclipses everybody. Now as you guys might already know, an eclipse happens when a celestial object such as a planet or a moon crosses path between a star and another celestial body. So there are two types of eclipses happening. There are lunar eclipses and then there are solar eclipses. A solar eclipse happens when the moon of a planet crosses path between the star and the planet, and vice versa. A lunar eclipse happens when the moon of that planet crosses from the shadow casted by the planet, crossing path between the star and the moon of that host planet. When the moon comes in between the sun and our planet, we have a solar eclipse. The moon is 400 times smaller than the sun and also 400 times further away from the sun, which means that they both appear at the same exact size in the sky. When a full eclipse occurs or a total eclipse occurs, the moon will completely block all the sunlight coming from the sun. Now, since the moon has an elliptical orbit around the Earth, it makes eclipses quite rare. Generally, we have four types of solar eclipses occurring. Now, one is a total eclipse. Now, a total eclipse happens when the moon completely covers the sun and blocks all the light. Another form of solar eclipses are partial eclipses, where the tilt on the orbit of the moon allows it to only pass in front of the sun from a certain point and not cover it totally. Now there is also a fourth form of solar eclipses called hybrid eclipses, where the curvature of the Earth can actually play a role, where in some parts it's a total eclipse, and then in some other parts of the Earth it's going to occur as an annular eclipse. Now annular eclipses are an eclipses that's going to happen at least once a year, and it happens when the moon is a bit further away from the Earth, so the moon will not completely block all the light coming up from the sun, and a ring will appear around the sun, which is sometimes referred to as the ring of fire. The eclipse that took place on 21st of June 2020 was an annual eclipse, so the moon was not completely covered. From where I am, Kabul Afghanistan, the sun was only partially covered, and here are some cool images that I took during the eclipse. Now eclipses are fun and I quite always enjoy them, but that wasn't the case many thousands of years ago, and human civilization actually feared eclipses because of its nature of being a disturbance and the rhythm of our normal, natural, everyday routines. Different civilizations acted upon these eclipses differently. Some considered it to be good omens and some considered it to be bad omens, but that doesn't interest me. What interests me more is the fact that animals and plants actually change their behavior during eclipses as well. Scientists have witnessed that some flowers will curl themselves up just like nighttime, birds will stop singing, and crickets will start chirping around just like a normal nighttime during a total eclipse. Now this is quite fascinating to me. Now, however the case may be, eclipses are very fun and I enjoy them, and it provides us a very big opportunity to understand more about the sun and the moon, and try to use that very small amount of time and short amount of time we have with a total eclipse or a partial eclipse to understand a bit more about our place in the universe and what we do. Now that's all for today's program everybody. I hope you like that. And in the end, I would just like to have a brief announcement for everybody. Now, first of all, excuse me for uploading this video a bit later than the scheduled time. That is because I was quite busy in the past few weeks, and I still am busy. Now, the thing that I want to announce here today is that I might not be available for some time, maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks, because I have online exams coming up from my high school, and I need to prepare for that a little bit. And as soon as I'm done with the exam, I will try to get back and start back our work here on our YouTube channel and bring much better content to you guys. In the meantime, while I study for my exams in these 2 weeks, I will also work a little bit on the channel on the background, just so that I don't lose track of everything while I'm away. But I promise, as soon as I'm done, I'll get back to you guys and with more content, with much better content, in fact, and we'll see each other in the next episodes. I have a question as well from our YouTube channel. Somebody asked us about the fact that I stated about natural selection in our previous episode, and how natural selection actually explains the origin of life and everything. Natural selection barely explains the origin of life. It doesn't tell us how abiogenesis, the study of how life came to be on our planet, like how life turned from inorganic molecules towards organic molecules. We don't know about that, and that's the study of abiogenesis. That's not the study of evolution or natural selection, by the way. But what natural selection does is it tries to understand and study how the diversity of human, of animals and of plants and different organisms came to be in this world, scientifically speaking. Now, it's a scientific principle. It is regarded as a scientific principle among all scientists, majority of scientists, in fact. Now, all I can say is that it's a big subject and it is a big talk, but since we are an astronomy channel, we're not focusing on that over here. However, if you guys demand it, and if you guys want to learn a little bit more about evolution and natural selection, I'll try to have dedicate an episode about that in the future, so you guys understand a little bit more about natural selection, because I may or may not have a little bit background on natural selection as well, since one of my chapters in my book is dedicated to natural selection evolution. Thank you very much, everybody. That's all for today. Now I'll see you guys in the next few weeks. Thank you very much.